Hi there, welcome into my craft space. Today I'm super excited to be starting a new project. I'm going to be altering a book. This is just a book that I got at the dollar store. I do have a previous video showing how I prepare the pages. I do tear some out and make some pockets, so I'll link that in the comment section down below or in the description box below, either way, so you can see that as well. If you've never done an altered book, it is so much fun. And I really scored. I went to a thrift store and they had this amazing steampunk fabric that I looked up online and discovered that it's quite expensive compared to what I paid for it. But if you're interested, this is the brand. It's Collier Morales Studio for Quilting Treasures at quiltingtreasures.com. I'm not sure if it's still in stock. Like I said, I got this at a thrift store and I was super lucky to get this huge bundle of fabric and this bag of fabric with all these different patterns for a whopping $5. So it was a great deal. I also got these cute little panels that I'll show in just a minute. And I will be using a lot of these to make this altered book. So this is the panel that's really cool. I haven't decided yet if I want to cut it, but if I want it to fit in this book, I'm gonna have to cut it. But it does have some really great steampunk designs on here. I love this lady. And some of the other panels look like this. I really like this guy too. So this is just fabric and I will be using it in the altered book. To glue, you can use Fabri-Tac. You can use that iron-on stuff that sticks and peels off and whatever. I'm not as familiar with that, so I won't be using that. You can also use hot glue. You can hand stitch. You can staple. You can do all kinds of things with fabric. So I am going to be using Fabri-Tac to put it onto this book. And since this book is white, I don't have to do any kind of priming and my fabric is really dark. So I'm not going to start with gesso or anything like that. I am just going to merely start gluing it on. And I'm going to start with the spine because my plan is to put this piece on the spine and then have this overlap. And what's so great about this fabric is that it matches the set of graphic 45 paper that I have in my stash. So I will be using this graphic 45 Steampunk Debutante, and like I said, this is a pretty old pack, but I do have it in my stash and it does match beautifully. It's even got these roses like I have on the fabric. It's got the lady, it's got some gears. I love this lady. I love all of these great ephemera pieces, and it's got the same colors. I think it's gonna be great. So the first thing I did after preparing my book was I measured it, and it is 5.5 across from here to here, and then 8 1/4 this way. And that's the measurements of these pages here because I wasn't measuring past this indentation here. So it's nice to get everything prepared. I do have some other paper that I'm going to coordinate in. These are just some ones that I got at Hobby Lobby. I've cut those down to 6 by 12 because I use a Dream Cuts, and it just quickly cuts things in half, which will make it easier to work with. And I'm gonna give this a little iron once my iron heats up. Okay, and so the iron that I use is just this ribbon iron by Pebbles Inc. And it is super easy. It's actually a ribbon iron, but for these small pieces of fabric, I can just put it right in here and iron away. It kind of looks like a crimping iron or a hair straightener. I don't recommend using either of those. Do so at your own risk. This one is made for ribbon, so I know that it is made for fabric. and it's got to warm up here, so just give it a second. But I want to get this crease out so that when I glue it to the side of the spine, it will be straight and not creased. The great thing about doing fabric on these is it provides a little more support to your book, which is wonderful. Also adds some great color and pattern. I'm super excited for this theme. I just watched Timholtz live that went on today, and there are so many great new ideology products that I probably will be adding to this altered book as time goes on, once they become available. Lots of little trinkety bits and fun things to add. There is a replay of his live from today on his YouTube channel. It's Timholtz, H-O-L-T-Z, if you're unfamiliar. Okay, I think we just about have this crease out. And then the glue that I'm going to be using, I have my glue gun plugged in just in case, but then I also have the Fabri-Tac. It says it bonds fabric, lace, trim, leather, and wood. So I will be working with that today. The trick with liquid glue and fabric is you don't want to use so much that it stains the fabric. However, this fabric is pretty dark. I have a lot of plans for things to put over it, so as time goes on, I will have a way to cover any of those imperfections that might come through. And really, there's no imperfections, there's just opportunities to embellish. And I am okay with that. Okay, so this looks pretty good. All ready to go. Lock that in place and get some glue going. I'm going to leave a little bit of extra on the sides here, and I'll trim it off later. Now, if you're a measurer, you can measure if you want. There's 10 of these little lines. So, and it looks like it takes 3 to cover the spine. So my goal here really is just to try to get them sort of straight and go from there. This glue lid is really on there. Here we go. Okay. So this glue, at least mine, is really gummy, which is good. It will hopefully stick really well. I'll be able to straighten it out. Just going to press really good here and kind of work halfway at a time. I can try to keep the lines straight. The way I'm doing it, my goal is just to get the line straight first on the spine, and then I will glue down the sides. There might be other methods that work better, but this is just how I'm working on it today. So, and then I want to press really good to get a good seal and get that glue to lay down flat. Okay. And I'll go ahead and glue this part. I'm going to put some glue in this groove because I really want to get that to glue down and try to keep the shape. Oh, this glue is really gummy. I'm not so worried about these little frayed edges because I'm just going to layer over them. You can use a bone folder or whatever you'd like to burnish this down. I feel like it was kind of working better with my finger here. All right, and then we'll flip it over here and we'll do this back side. Again, really good in the seam. And then some more glue on this side so that it will stick. Okay, squish really good down here. And then here. Okay, so for the next step, I'm going to speed up a little bit and add some music. I'm trying to decide if I like my videos with just music or with some talking and music, or just the talking, no music. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and cover the rest of these sides and we'll speed that up with some music. So I was kind of at a standstill and had to let some things dry. As you could see, I was struggling with some of the glue that I had. My Fabri-Tac was really like gloppy or sticky, ultra sticky, but I made it work, and I think it was for the best because I do have a really good bond on everything, so that's good. Now that I have the fabric covered on both the cover, the back, and then the insides, you can be happy with it this way. If I were to be done with it this way, I think I would have made these a little nicer corners and straighter edges, but I do plan to put some trim, and I've got this mesh here. And then for the front, I'm not going to finish it today because I'm not totally sure how I want it. This was from the paper collection, and I really love this. And I love this lady inside. But I think I really want to do some other mixed media things here, so I'm going to put probably some of these gears, and maybe even punch some holes here and do some eyelets with some stitching going through. But that also means I have to figure out what I want to happen on this side and make it all coordinate together. One last thing I do want to do, if you're going to leave it like this where I've used two different fabrics, I like to put something on these seams. So on the back, I've got this velvet strip of, it's just velvet ribbon. It was from this Fancy Pants Simplicity ribbon that I've had in my stash, and it's this velvet ribbon. I'm just going to go ahead and glue that here so that it hides that seam. And for that, I'm just going to use hot glue. That's what I've always used, and it works well for me. Should work great for this ribbon too. So my cord here is a little short, so I'm going to try to do it sort of on screen. Sorry, that's the dog. I'll put this down. Okay. And with this one, since it is a velvet, you want to do a little bit light-handed so that it doesn't stain through. Give it a good press down since it is hot glue. And it looks like it is going to stain it, so I'm going to have to probably put some flowers or something over that later. So that's the bad thing about hot glue with ribbon. Sometimes it does stain it. But that's okay, we'll make it work. Okay, so here's my book so far. The next thing I'm going to be doing is gluing in some pages. I had a page, there it is. So this one is just Paper Studios. I got it from Hobby Lobby, but I thought it coordinated really, really well. So we'll go ahead and give this one a little glue. You'll notice if you've never worked in an altered book before, once you start putting your papers in, the pages really start to stiffen up and feel a little more sturdy. Ugh, this glue in this video is just not my thing here. All right, there we go. Finally, got some glue to go. And then I will probably put something down in this seam here too to hide all of these seams. And when you're putting the pages in these altered books, the glue can get really gloppy if you're using liquid glue, so just make sure you are aware of that before you close the book or move on, so that pages you don't want to stick together don't stick together. Okay. And then I've got a couple fun ideas. This book has this torn look right here, and it has this quote, which I actually kind of like this quote, but I'm going to feed off of the print that's on this page, and I'm going to take out the quote. Do some paper tearing here, just random. I'm going to save this quote because I may use it for something else. But what I think is fun is that I'm probably going to make this look like it's ripped up like this, like something torn through. And then I will decorate this page and stick them together so it looks like whatever's on the back page is coming through. I've done this a lot in art journals, and I've seen other YouTubers do it as well. It's a really fun way to add some fun features to your books. Make things look like they're just tearing out. And since this already had that effect, I thought we'd just go with it. Okay. So there's that. And then also in preparation for my book, like I've done in the previous video, making an altered book out of a dollar store book, some of my pages already have pockets. So some will be on the side like this, and some will be at the top, like this one is a pocket here. And then I've also gone through and left some like this so I can either fold, you know, make little fold outs, or I can make this a pocket like this. And then I have this kind of pocket too. And this one, I've just torn a piece of paper to fit in here. And then I will put, and I've inked the edge, I'll put another piece of decorative paper here and maybe even a brad here before I glue this side to make a pocket here. And then I've just kind of gone through and cut out some of the decorative papers from the paper collections that I have to put on the pages. And so sometimes I like to cut them a little smaller so that you have an edge. If you want to make a pocket, you can easily do that. Other times I will just put them in here, kind of line them up as best I can if they coordinate like this, and use this as the background for whatever art journal page I want to do. And there's more of this torn paper, so maybe I'll make another one of those torn pages right there on that. And then got some of these other ones. So then next time when I come back, I'll have worked on some of this a little bit more. Hopefully have more pages in here. Probably have the mesh on here. The mesh takes a while to dry because it is so sheer. I hope to put some little metal book corners on these too, just because it will cover some of this imperfections that I didn't really care about because I knew it was going to cover them up. But I'll probably put some trim on these edges. And yeah, we'll see how that's going to go. I've got a bunch of metal gears and goodies. Probably going to use one page as a specimen card. I've got this guy here and it looks like it will fit perfect. So probably will do that kind of like this and then cut this out so that it can be seen on both sides, which is kind of fun. Not sure where we'll put that in there. This came from some die cut pack I had. I don't know, just been in my stash for a while. So we'll try to use some of those things, and then I'll be making ephemera and tags and make this a whole great book. So I hope you guys will watch the full series that I will be working on for this book. And thanks so much for watching. I hope you've learned a few tricks on using fabric with these altered books. And if you love that steampunk style, let me know. Let me know what your favorite steampunk decorations are. And thanks so much for watching. We just hit 500 subscribers on this channel. I'm so super excited and grateful for all of the subscribers that have been tuning in. So be sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, and stay tuned for more videos. I'll see you guys in the next one.